Hey College and Career Success, welcome to Week 8 assignment video. Week 8 means we are just about halfway through our course, which is exciting, and hopefully that also means that you have registered or are thinking about registering for your student services assignment. You have workshop to attend between now and the end of the semester, which is going to come more quickly than we anticipate. So I just really want to make sure that you are thinking of that. My workshop video is there all semester long to remind you how to register, where to go. We still have quite a bit of offerings from now until the end of the 16 weeks, but you still want to make sure that you get in and you are getting a workshop that truly you are interested in or is helpful to you. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and scroll right on down to week 8. So week 8 is based on chapter 6, studying, memory, and test taking. So go ahead and spend some time in chapter 6. There is my lecture video that covers just the chapter. Also, you could always go into our materials folder and spend some time. Obviously, there's the link to the textbook. You can always get in and read the sections that are apply to you. And then there are the chapter 6 slides. So this week is a typical week. You have a discussion post due by Wednesday for your weekly attendance, responded to classmates by Sunday. You have a chapter 6 assignment called Test Your Memory, and then a chapter 6 quiz. So let's jump in and go over these. All right, so your chapter 6 discussion prompt, again, by Wednesday for week 8 attendance. I want to remind you again that we're looking at 150 words or more for your prompt response. I am still this is week 6 now, I'm recording this, still having students who are responding in 50 words or 100 words, but not 150 words. So you want to make sure that it's as close to that as possible. Again, if you're missing it by 5-10 words, I'm not taking points off, but if you're missing it by quite a bit, that's why you're seeing your lower scores. Also, for the responses to classmates, make sure they're meaningful responses. Ask a question, compare to what you've written, build off their response somehow. All right, so this connects right back to one of the topics in the chapter, how do you create memories? So it says, take a few minutes to list ways you create memories on a daily basis. Do you take pictures? Do you write lists? Do you talk about your memories? Do you reflect back on the day? So how do you make memories on a daily basis? How do you create those memories, rather? Do you think about how you make memories? Is that something that you're cognizant of? Do you really sit and think about, okay, I want to remember this moment, or I want to document this moment, or do you just kind of let things happen? Do you do anything that helps you keep track of your memories? I am very old school. I print out all of my pictures. I do that mostly because I have children, and so I want them to have photo albums and things when they get older of their childhood. And I have all that electronically. I just like the actual picture in front of me. So that's how I kind of keep track of memories. But do you do photo albums, whether they are print or digital? Do you do journals or diaries? Or, how do you make memories? Do you take lots of videos? How do you track them and keep them? So that is your prompt for chapter 6, talking about basically memory making and keeping track of that. All right, so your chapter 6 assignment and your chapter 6 quiz, those are both due on Sunday. So for chapter 6 memory, I'm going to ask you all to be honest with yourselves. So you're going to open up, it's going to be a Word document, and it's going to open up and it's going to look like this. I want you to only look at this list of words for 30 seconds. This is where I'm going to ask you to be honest. Honestly, only do it for 30 seconds. And then scroll down. So it's covered up. And then you can type, or you can do this on scrap paper. Write down all the words that you can remember. So it doesn't matter if it's one word, if it's 15 words, I'm not grading you on how many you can remember. So that's why I just want you to be honest, because it is just an activity to kind of think about your memory making. Now, what you are going to get graded on is your response to these 3 questions. So it says, how many words were you able to remember? So you're like, I was able to, 10 words or whatever it is. Which words did you forget? And then you can go back and you kind of look to see, oh, I forgot X, Y, Z, these words. And then what memory techniques did you use to help you remember? Did you use any mnemonics? Did you do some rhyming? Did you do repetition? Did you do visuals in your head? These 3 questions are also repeated inside this Dropbox area. Or they are. I will make sure that they're there. They were before. I don't know why they got wiped out. I will re-put them right here so you don't have to flip back and forth. So you can either go ahead and just type your answers to the questions right here. Or if you wanted to just honestly write all your responses right here, save this as a Word doc and upload that submission. You can do that there. So whatever works best for you. Again, I am not grading you on how many words you actually remember. I am grading you on your responses. First of all, did you answer all 3 questions? And then I'm really looking at this third one, telling me about your memory techniques. All right, so that's the test your memory. And again, that's due by Sunday. And then the last assignment is your chapter 6 quiz. I want to remind again that chapter 6, any chapter, is 2 to 5 sentences for your responses, complete sentences. And I know these questions are longer. Believe me, I understand. I said I even cut down on some of these before I compile these together. But question 1 thinks about your test taking experiences so far. What tests have you taken the most of? Is it multiple choice, essay, short answer? Do you have a preference? And then why do you think you do better on some kind of test than others? Is it the subject matter? Is it the type of question? Is it online, take home, in class? And what kind of test do you think best measures your knowledge? So I know that's a lot, but you can kind of wrap a lot of that up in a couple sentences. It all touches on the same thing. Question 2 specifically addresses test anxiety. Have you experienced it? If so, what were your symptoms? What strategies have you tried to manage your test anxiety? Question 3 relates back to memory. So would you say you have a good memory or you struggle? Are there things that are easier and more difficult for you to remember? What kind of strategies do you have that you've utilized? And then in your profession, how will memory skills be important to you? Question 4 asks you about high school versus college in specifically regards to test taking. How are the test taking same or different? On what kind of tests do you tend to take? And then are you satisfied with your test performance? And then number 5 talks about the reflection part of test taking. Do you go over answers after you get it back? Do you analyze your test performance? Or do you just tuck your test away after you see what grade you got? What kind of questions or reflections do you go over after you get a test back? All right, so that is week 8. Again, make sure you post your original response by Wednesday to your chapter 6 discussion forum, and then submit your chapter 6 test your memory assignment, chapter 6 quiz, and 2 responses by Sunday for the rest of your assignments. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.